I'm gonna check the bodies in the building for anything interesting.
One of
the on a hunch, or just to see what happens, I'm gonna take a piece of the carcass, chuck it into the water. Yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
Delicacy.
Yeah, I just want to pretty much try to chum the waters.
I'm gonna wait.
Anything.
I'm gonna cure
Anything feeds.
You make your way over to the water, throwing the bits and pieces into the roiling sea. As it hits the surf, kind of dirties the water around it, but nothing else happens.
I'm not going in that water.
Do the eels stay on the body of the creatures?
They do stay on and do not fall off. They appear to be growing from within.
From within, okay.
We need to find the safest spot here to barricade ourselves in and rest for a little while at least.
I agree. I mean, it was in that house, right? In here? Because all the doors are like blown off on the other buildings.
The main house?
Mm-hmm. That was the only one with doors. Because all the other ones, unless we can lock. Can we lock this hatch? This thing where the dogs can
We're not all fit in there.
That was a 24 investigation on the bodies in the hut.
There were bodies in there?
The bodies of the animals.
Apart from some bowls that are filled with dog food, buried in a dark liquid, you do not find anything else of interest.
Silas comes out, wiping his hands on his slacks, his leather breeches. He kind of shuts the door on the hut and says, "More of that brackish black fluid and food definitely happened because of stuff they ate and drank. Keep that in mind as we go forward. Don't eat anything here. Don't drink anything here.
Don't smell anything."
Oh, yeah, that's true, right? Remember having a guy? Yeah. You're right. I don't think we have the strength to go down into the cellar and look. So we should maybe go upstairs to one of the rooms, or maybe lock ourselves into the stables with Guy, and we can eat some food and rest.
Stables have doors?
Nope. The stables don't have doors either. Remember they were blown out or something?
Well, then we need to get your friend, and we need to go upstairs in one of the rooms and bar ourselves in if we need to.
Yep. That's the only safest place we've found so far.
Are we going?
Yes.
Yeah. Were the doors in the smithy blown off as well? I don't.
The fireballs that we let off. I'm assuming we don't. I don't know. We could check it.
It's true.
They seem sturdy, hardy.
Who's the strongest? Go first.
I think that's Caliban and myself.
Okay.
I mean, I like the upstairs thing because we can use the hallway as a choke point.
Yeah, because the other place had 2 doors.
Oh, yeah, there's actually 3. Going into the smithy.
Suppose. I just
Not
don't
very
like,
defensible. What don't you like, Torrin?
There's not much of an option of where to go.
Oh,
I don't really have much of a choice.
You mean in the house?
Yeah, I hear you and I understand, but as someone who's done a fair bit of work in cities, I'd rather have one door to worry about than 3.
Especially when alligators show up near it.
All right, let's get Guy. We'll carry Udo. We'll go back in the main house.
Okay.
We grab Guy and Udo, and we go up to one of the second-story bedrooms that appears to be the most easily defendable.
Is there a window? Are there windows in all the rooms?
Yes, that is correct.
One of the upstairs. So, for me, Jordan, it would either be the Pasha's room because the double doors are stronger, or it'd be the room on the east side because it had a doorway that went north where you could look over the stairwell. It looked like a ridge, unless I'm reading that incorrectly. It had a room where it would be over the stairwell coming up on the east side of the building, and it looked like you could see the stairwell to see if anyone was coming up it. It's up to you guys.
I would say the Pasha room.
the bed and other furniture against the double door. Do the doors open inward or outward?
The doors swing in towards the room.
Yeah, Pasha's room. Torin would just pretty much barricade the door with the furniture.
Good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody roll me a d20.
I am not.
Randy.
Not me. Rolling terrible.
You rolled a 7. An hour goes by without issue.
Beautiful. So, are we getting any of Guy's benefits from like the meal thing? What is it, like an extra D8 or something?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna play a little bit of music on.
Give me a perception check.
That's a 21.
We're weak. We got tired.
All right, so I've got a lute. So I'm gonna just softly strum the lute as we're like not making a lot of noise, trying to not bring attention to ourselves, and that'll make it so everyone gets an extra D6 if they spend any hit dice.
With your 21 perception, you notice that Guy had passed out his strudels, but he did not eat any himself.
Huh. Silas is gonna say that as he's like playing his guitar, and I apologize, my lute. And I say, pardon me, Guy. Is there a reason you're not having any food with us? I can't imagine you're back up full capacity after your unconsciousness.
Guy says, I'm not feeling so hot. I'm not hungry.
I'm gonna give everybody else a look because we've been talking about food and drink and then just, thinking back to the way he passed out. Maybe he, I don't know. We left him in there with that pot for a long time. And now he's not feeling too good. Silas will not be eating the pastry.
Torin.
Good. I'll put it in my pocket, but not eat it.
Pass. Yeah.
And then another what? Jordan?
You get a D6 from me.
Does my max go back to normal or no? On a short rest?
Not yet.
Very nice. I'm back up to full.
Oh my.
Ugh.
I'll grab Abibe and Silas for a minute away from Guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys went back and checked on him for a moment. What's he doing?
He was just eating some of his own food, kind of just keeping to himself, propped up Udo in one corner, he was sitting in the other corner, seemed to be just, I don't know, didn't seem to be too bothered you saw how badly he was after he woke up. He doesn't seem too concerned.
Not eating concerns me now.
Yeah.
Caliban and Torin can give me an insight check with advantage.
Holy shit.
That's a natural 20. For as long as you've known Guy, he has eaten with you every single time.
Seem off to you, Caliban?
Well, yes, he's not eating. That's incredibly weird.
Guy, tell me how you're feeling.
I feel a little tired and a bit distracted. Not very hungry, though. That's weird. But other than that, I'm perfectly fine.
You and Udo have a good rest earlier?
My new friend? Yeah, we talked. Yeah, we did fine. Yeah, everything was great.
What did you guys talk about?
Talked about maybe taking a vacation sometime? Somewhere? Maybe? You visibly see Guy start to perspire.
Is Udo still out, unconscious?
Yes.
How did you talk to my friend Udo if he's been out?
You hear in your head. You know I can talk in people's minds, right?
What? And I freak out. I'm like, no. What is happening?
He's been talking into your mind this entire time, hasn't he?
I don't know.
Oh, he's been speaking out loud to Abibe. Yeah, we're new. Stranger danger.
Where is Udo's place to take a vacation, guy?
The guy's eyes glass over as he stares off towards the wall. He shakes his head a bit. I'm sorry, what?
At Udo's to rest and have some melons.
He says he knows this place. North, past the Black Mountains. There's a nice glade and a freshwater lake where you can fish. Some organic melons grow there. Says it's a really great place. He stares at you for a minute and then blinks. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Why don't you rest?
He leans back against the wall and falls asleep almost immediately.
Falls asleep.
I'm gonna take a look at Abibe and take a look at Udo. I'm starting to have suspicions where these people got their food from that made them like this.
What are you thinking?
I'm just gonna stare at Udo.
Something must be affecting. Oh, sorry. Something must be affecting their glade, maybe. Change in the fruit.
DM question: the lizard men. Where did we hear that they were coming from? Their stronghold?
Black Lizard Mountain to the north.
Yep.
Well,
I'm gonna search Udo.
Yeah.
Are we going
okay.
down? Are we going down into the? As he's searching, I'm looking at Caliban. Are we going down into the cellar next, or are we clearing these buildings? What do you think?
It wasn't a cellar. I think it was just a room.
Oh, we didn't check the rest of the bottom floor.
If you would like to take a look at Udo more closely, you can give me an investigation check with advantage. With an 11, you check through his belongings. He has some rations, rope, relatively empty sack. Nothing stands out as abnormal.
Well, let's go check downstairs. And I start moving the furniture away. I'm actually gonna pick up. Where's Guy right now? Just gonna lift him on his feet and kind of guide him over to the bed and say, "Why don't you rest here for?" Okay. Does he look worse? Is he like deteriorating, or is he just still out?
Give me a medicine check.
Udo, not Guy. Yeah, I wanted to see if his condition has deteriorated since he fell unconscious.
Udo is still unconscious. He is sweating, but you are in the jungle. And although you're closer to shore with an onshore breeze blowing through the resort, he doesn't look like he is any worse than he was before.
Okay. Turn to the group. Let's check downstairs. We need to find out what the hell's going on.
Mm-hmm. Does that
First
fire?
room.
Does that fire seem strange to me as we're walking by?
Make an Arcana check.
That's a 13.
As you make your way down from the upstairs, and you pass through the living room, glancing at the fire, and while it was the same color as it has been, nothing appears to be out of the ordinary.
Mm-hmm. At this point, because everyone is staring at it so intently, Silas is just going to assume it's unnatural and not go nearer to it. He doesn't want to be entranced the way everyone else is, so he's just following the group. But in case he's putting that in his head in case someone else brings it up.
First room.
As you look to your party, you move through the alabaster archway to the right. On the north side of the room, set in the corners, are 2 tables. In the center of the room sits a large dining table that sits 12 on each side and 1 on each end, for a total of 26 diners. This is clearly the main dining room. It is adorned in everything silver. As you get closer, all of the candelabras holding pristine candles are made of silver. All of the plates are made of silver, the utensils as well. None of the place settings appear to have been used.
There's a small fortune in this room.
But we should just put all of those in the bag of holding.
To the left, you find ornate doors. These doors sit on hinges that allow it to swing both in and out.
Kitchen.
As you push on the doors, they swing silently inward. Peering into the room, you see a large table in the center. In each corner of the room sit additional tables, and upon the tabletops sit satin or silk tablecloths. In the north part of the room sits a vat of water adjacent to the stove. Small wooden racks hold various spices and herbs.
Any kind of box or jar with a note or anything. And I tell Silas, look for anything that might have been a gift or something that might have been brought to be prepared.
Yeah, I'll look around.
I'm also would have taken one of those napkins, put it around, made a mask pretty much.
So I was gonna do the same thing. Remembering a guy getting a whiff of that stuff and now him being a little weird. And I'm opening drawers. I'm opening cabinets. I'm looking. I'm really investigating.
Would I know of any sort of creatures or foes that would be susceptible to silver weapons?
Go ahead and roll religion or nature. With an 18, you quite certainly know there are creatures out there that are susceptible to silver.
That's my justification for taking the names. Thank you.
Nice.
All right.
Silas, give me an investigation check.
The glasses.
I rolled 2 3s.
As you look around, there doesn't appear to be any drawers. Everything is open-faced cabinets. Caliban, you're standing in the archway between the dining room and the kitchen. Something doesn't feel right to you, and your instincts point towards the vat in the north of the room.
I'm like, guys with masks. Over there.
Oh.
Hold my breath.
As you move towards the large vat, it's 15 feet long, maybe 6 to 7 feet wide. As you step closer to the vat, inside sits a brackish liquid, and floating on top could be considered delicacies. Small fish, thin and elongated. But as you approach, they are clearly eels.
Those eels.
Are there any sort of markings or anything on there, or on the vat? Anything?
Make me an investigation check.
Well, we keep seeing eels just about everywhere. The rare
Maybe
0 roll.
I need to play a wizard.
There are no markings, but as you get closer, there is a clear chemical smell coming from the liquid.
Don't get too close now.
Like ladles and jars or anything?
There are ladles to the left and to the right, along with the jars I described earlier. In fact, there is a very large ladle that is floating in this muck.
Fish towel or something. I mean, they gotta have. I'm gonna grab one of the towels, grab the ladle very carefully, and try to get like a couple of these eels, do a jar, and jar them.
That is easy enough to do. You can mark down you have 2 eels in brackish liquid contained within 2 jars.
Look, I am not one who knows the culinary arts, but this seems less like melons, although they might have something to do with this. Maybe the melons, when you cook them, turn into this brackish fluid. It's just a guess. But these eels seem to be the culprit. I mean, if we're gonna take the alligators and those dogs by any indication, I mean, didn't they have the eels coming out of them in weird ways?
You never know when we might want to treat someone to a very fine delicacy.
Oh, Jesus. That's dark.
It's been a long. You're new, Silas, but it's been a long couple months.
Oh, no, I wasn't like nervous or scared or anything. I'm actually impressed. Most paladins wouldn't poison somebody, but that's exactly the kind of work that I do. If you pay me right, good idea. We should. Feels like we've checked this area. Should we continue on and check the other buildings?
I think we should. Guy, we can't bring him with us, and I can't think of anywhere else.
Well, when we left, I didn't
Yeah.
say it to the GM, but we have keys, so I locked the door, so he's in there.
Oh, that's right. We have the just keys, right?
Yeah, so I locked him in there. He can rest with his good friend Odo, whatever the fuck his name is, and they should be good in there. Door's locked.
Let's look around here. Before we leave, I'm just gonna walk up to the Pasha and just slap him.
You approach, and with an open hand, you slap him across the face, leaving a stark red mark from your gauntleted hand. But he makes no moves and continues to stare.
Damn.
Have I ever seen a blue hearth before?
I'm gonna when he notices it after slapping him, I'm gonna say, just so you know, that was blue before all this happened. I think it might be some type of enchantment. If I was gonna guess, is it maybe so it'll just burn forever? Maybe, I don't know.
How many eels did you guys take?
I got 2 jars. Just gonna grab some water from the kitchen and just throw it on, just to see.
You grab some water from the kitchen, approaching the hearth, and as you toss it in, there is no sizzle or pop or steam that you would have expected.
Oh, there's magic for this. I looked at Caliban. Can't you do something like that?
I cannot.
Their state,
Sorry.
Like with Constant? Is that what you said? A state?
their state, these people.
Oh, I don't know about this. I don't think it has anything to do with the flames. I think maybe this brackish fluid, and this is me just spitballing as someone who does a fair bit of investigating on my own. Usually not this type of thing. Usually it's, husband sleeping around, wife sleeping around. You got to figure it out yourself. But when I look at this situation, I see the upset animals, the reactions that things are having to stuff. I feel like maybe this fluid affects people and animals differently, and animals would be changed and mutated the way we've seen, and people either probably die or go unconscious and become like this. And I think this flame is basically just what is the only thing they can do. They can look at it and they can breathe, and that's it.
Guy fell unconscious or asleep. These people are eyes are open, right?
They don't
Yep.
blink.
Yeah, they're further along though, right? If we're talking about a 6-day timeline, like maybe this is what a person becomes after enough time.
You think they might change later?
That was
I
possible,
mean-
I suppose.
Remember the guard that came down? He obviously wasn't in a catatonic state or whatever state these people are, but
I
he
don't-
was raging.
Yeah, I don't think he ate any of this. I think maybe he was in league with the what were those men with him?
The lizard man.
Yeah, I think maybe this is a lizardman thing, and maybe he was their inside man who helped poison their food. I mean, that's just conjecture. I got no evidence, but him being the only one alive and coherent and immediately attacking us makes me feel like he was the bad egg in the basket. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever had Udo's organic melon?
Feel like he's talking to you, Oliver.
Yeah, don't we trade? He used to trade for those, but then they started to be a little.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is just the fruit that grows in your guys' area. There's nothing weird about it from your perspective. It's like if you live next to an apple orchard and you just, no, why would I go to the supermarket to buy apples? There's apples right here.
Yeah, but from what Udo is saying, they are creating different types of melons, versions of those melons here.
Their supply was constrained because of the lizardmen. Because they export it for profit. They eat it here and then they export it off the island for to make money. And they contacted Silas to come in because they couldn't get any more melons. And whenever Udo was here, he would sell the melons he brought with him for extra cash. Because this was kind of like an export area / resort. And when Silas went in, he unconstrained the supply of melons and they started coming in. And now we have to make a decision as a group. Like, is it the melons doing this, or is it the eels, or is it both? Or like, we don't know at this point. I don't feel like we have enough information to say exactly what's causing it.
We even know the glade.
What did Bibe know? The glade.
The glade that guy was mentioning.
Being the scout of the Northern Territories, I would say yes, Abibe, you do know.
Any legends or anything like unnatural sources of power, magic, like holy sites, corruption, you know.
Abibe, you can roll me Arcana or Religion.
I'm gonna roll. Both are terrible, so I will do religion. Average knowledge.
It is a frequent rest stop for the other 13 tribes throughout the year. During the spring, it got relatively busy as you'd meet other scouts out in the field.
Yeah, I mean, I do travel up north, but this is very strange. I mean, the creatures that we ran across are very strange. This eel, I've never seen this before, and these people, the way they are acting.
Where
I mean,
these are coming from? Are they coming from here and going there, or are they coming from there? I mean, so far all we've heard is the melons is just stories. This fluid and eels, whatever it is, we have seen it around here, and we've seen these eels coming out of other creatures. So I say we continue searching this village first and then go from there. What do you guys say?
I think that's a great idea, Torn.
we still have these mini buildings over here. Are these like multiple kennels?
I think those are the little bodegas, like a little
Okay.
little buildings, and then these big ones are the actual like utility buildings. We know one of them across the river is the tavern. Yeah, let's clear them.
Silas, these smaller thatched roofed huts stand off the ground 6 or 8 feet and are typically where the VIPs stay. Silk curtains block vision into the interior of these buildings. You were given one of these, Silas, as a person of station and or importance. The other 2 smaller buildings are where the servants' quarters lie.
So I will motion towards the different buildings and say, yeah, they were buttering me up in one of those huts down there. They're like these fancy. They try to make them look fancy, but they're all just glorified huts. But they're nice inside. We should check. Maybe someone's hiding in there. The servant quarters here, and then we go over the bridge to where the tavern is.
Work our way up.
As you look through the bungalows, everybody give me a perception check.
That would be Caliban, I believe.
25. You're checking each of these bungalows, and as you get to the one on the end, peering in, you spot a jeweled skull sitting on one of the end tables. Next to the skull are a pair of wooden earrings.
Wooden earrings. Okay.
Well, here's something you don't see every day.
Unless you're from this world, do you know what culture these might be from?
Well, I'm from around here. Should I roll? Not the island, but this plane, which is like a strange question. Because have you guys told Silas that you're not from this plane or world?
I think we said we're from far away.
Far away is different from this world. You say
Yeah,
from
that's why
this world.
I said, you're
Yeah.
from this world. Do you know what culture this is from?
And Silas just looks at you and raises one bushy eyebrow. Huh.
I just raised an eyebrow back.
Huh. All right. I'm going to look at these objects. I'm going to look over at Abiba. You notice anything about them either? I think we should both take a look at these. This might be from here, and you might know better than I. And I will take a look and see if there's something from where I come from.
I'll run and check on them.
Silas, you can give me an Arcana check, And Abibe, you can give me a history check.
Okay.
Interesting. All right, here we go. Wow, it had to happen. It had to happen, didn't it? That's a natural 1.
With those rolls, I don't believe either one of you have any idea what these earrings might be and why someone would leave them next to a jeweled skull.
Actual skull, or is it like a?
It's made of either glass or some kind of gem.
It's shaped like a skull. Okay. It's not an actual skull. Okay.
Take it with us.
Yeah, that seems like some weird shit. Probably a good call.
Can I stealth around it just so I can roll nicely? Yeah, I think this is. I don't know if there's value to it, but it's definitely curious. And do we have the bag with us? We didn't leave it with Guy, did we?
Yep.
Forgot to bring it with us. I mean, you can carry it. All right. Would you? I look at you all. I'm like, would you like me to? Would you guys like to grab this, or are we scared of
You
this?
Oh my goodness. Silas walks up and takes the silver dagger out of his belt and puts his backpack in front of the table and then just knocks the skull into the bag, and then he also puts the wooden earrings and shoves them into the bag. We don't have time to do this. Let's just keep going. We can look at this stuff later. If I get corrupted or cursed because I'm carrying these things, so be it. And then he puts the silver dagger back in his bag, tights it, pulls the drawstring on his Jansport, and motions towards the servants' quarters to the north.
I'd start walking that way.
Within the servants' quarters, you view very meek accommodations. Everybody, please give me a perception check as you walk through this area.
Before I put the skull in the bag, could I have looked at it to see if there was a diamond sticking on this thing anywhere? I thought of that as we walked in. Is this would that be a perception or an investigation roll on the skull?
Investigation.
That's an
Glasses
18.
look mighty
Yes.
fine on you, Silas.
Unfortunately, no diamonds.
No diamonds on the skull. All right, what's in the servants' quarters?
As you move closer into the building, you hear what sounds like a struggle or altercation as booted feet scuff on the wooden flooring.
I hear.
Determine where it's coming from.
In this building, right?
What's going on?
There's a struggling coming from
Long
inside.
sword out. It's a light.
As you move forward, you hear somebody.
Might be a person. Let's not attack it immediately.
Yeah. I mean, go in there.
Yeah.
Go to the location where we think we hear the sound coming from.
Yeah, I think we're all moving as a group, covering each other because of
And,
that last battle.
Pop the bed up. See what's underneath it.
As you pop the bed up, you see a dark-skinned human male bound around his ankles and his arms behind his back. A gag pulled tightly across his mouth.
I'm gonna go over and take out the gag, but leave him tied.
Coughing a little bit, and in your native language, he says, "Thank you, brother. Please unbind me and help me up."
Who are you?
He stares at you, blinking, and says, "Abibe, I am Akundaya. Do you not remember me?"
Ukandaya. Forgive me, but we have run into many strange scenarios. Do not worry, I will tell my friends here that we not to attack because we're all like in attack stances, but I must keep you tied for now until we can be assured that you say who you are, and then I'll let the group know that I know this man, or at least it looks like the man.
You personally know him or know of him?
I personally know him. He is another scout from another village that we, in your tongue, in common, it is referred to as the Dark Raven, but he is another scout as myself.
What happened here? Ask him everything he knows.
Okay.
Yeah. How he got tied up?
Ukandaya, does he speak common? Can he just convert to common, or do I have to do a translation?
He speaks common.
Ukandaya, they would like to know a few things, and I would as well. How did you come to be in this state?
I was traveling to the tribal gathering. You know of the gathering, do you not?
Yes, it's
Wow.
occurring now. It's happening now.
It is happening over the next few days. I was caught by the lizard folk on my way to the gathering, and they brought me here. I only know a few words of their tongue, but they had said something like they were going to the resort to pick up something, and then they were going to take me to where the army is marshaling. Something like near the eyes of Tiamat, by the pyramid or the ziggurat. I'm not sure the word is correct. They wanted to sacrifice or something.
Or sacrifice.
Well, I know Tiamat.
Anybody trained in religion can make a religion check.
That's a 15.
You've heard rumors and stories about dragonkin revering this deity of evil.
Meta-wise, Tiamat, isn't that an evil god?
The
It's the god of dragons, isn't it?
the evil goddess of dragons. 5. She's the
Yeah.
not good.
Not
He's
well,
not good.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard rumblings in the part of my job's listening to rumors, and there talks of this powerful deity that people are worshiping. I don't really know a lot about it, but I've definitely heard the name before. But the lizard people are sacrificing to this deity. Also, ask your friend if he's heard anything about what happened here.
Yeah, Ukandaya, why were you here? Were you scouting, or were you here with something in mind? And did you know what has happened in the village or in this resort town?
The last thing I remember, we were being pursued through the jungle as we headed to the gathering. Then I woke up here, actually on top of the bed, bound and gagged. I rolled off and didn't have anywhere else to go, so I rolled under the bed. I have no idea what is going on outside.
How many days? How many days have you been here?
Just a couple, as they had to stop by and wait for something. I am really not sure if they are still here, but I assume so.
Ziggurat pyramid. Interesting.
Yeah. And something, but you don't know what the something is. They just said something, or you could not translate.
I do not know the word for it.
Can I ask him something that he would only know? Hello, Ukandaya.
He's
who are
like,
you?
why are you saying hello to me again? We've been
I know,
talking
right?
for 15 minutes.
Ukandaya. Yeah, name your family members. And then he confirms.
I was gonna ask how many were there?
Oh, lizards?
Yeah,
Lizardmen?
captured him.
How many captured you, Ukandaya?
Originally, there were 6. I was able to take one out. One left back towards the north, and then the 4 others took me here.
Ah, is that the 4 we killed?
Holding his hands out to you, he says, "Please, undo the bonds."
One moment, Ukandaya. Did they, when we killed the lizardmen, did we pick up anything off their bodies? Do you recall? Anything?
I wanted to loot him. I don't remember if we did.
Did we? I don't remember either.
Yeah, we
Uh,
don't think we found anything.
no, okay. Because what they were trying to get, that something they might have hot on their bodies or left it wherever it is. Because
And I think we rolled pretty shitty.
yeah, we may want to go check their bodies again because of this information. They may have this something that Ukandaya speaking of. I feel like, can I run an insight check? Just that he's telling the truth, and that I would like, especially the part where I asked him about his family. It sounds like he knows, but I just want to make sure before I untie him, because I do want to untie him if I trust him. God damn it.
You feel he is being 100% honest. After some time where you don't untie him, he mentions that Omalara is a coward and that Thabo should be running the tribe.
Okay.
He started talking shit.
Hey, did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
translate any of this?
Yes, and he is calling forth the leaders that are in check right now at the, what do you call it, the gathering, the tribal gathering. So
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say he's been in this state for a while. Let's cut him. We can take him if he turns dangerous, but Ukandaya, I'm going to trust you.
Hold on.
Did Abibe translate any of that?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I
I'm
did.
gonna grab him by his neck, pick him up, and slam him against the wall.
And I'm going to... Wait.
Nope.
Torn.
Silas is gonna come up and pull the silver dagger and says, "You might want to be nicer to the people who are gonna set you free." And he cuts the bonds on his legs, but not the ones on his hands, so he can walk around.
You are always too brash.
I can lead you to the ziggurat, to where the lizards go. You in the dark bear have always been too timid to take the fight to the lizard men.
Take off my helmet. Sheathe my sword. Silas, cut his hands.
Oh, we throwing down?
Cut his bond.
All right, Torn, I can do that. Abibe, you might want to back up a step. Torn
No,
looks mighty pissed off.
I'm staying right here. Go ahead.
And I cut his bonds and then sheath the silver blade.
And I punch him in the face.
You punch him across the face, and he falls unconscious.
Pump 1 point of lay on hands, and I'm gonna look down and Abibe, tell him he can lead us to the ziggurat with or without his tongue.
Do you know the word for sacrifice? You know the word for lose your tongue? This tall one says, please, you better bring down that brashness. We've had a day, Ukandaya. Now is not the time.
As he climbs back to his feet, he looks at Torin in a different way, with almost a respectful reverence. He asks, "Where do you hail from, tall warrior?"
And Silas gets impatient and says, "Can we walk and talk? Let's take him back to the lizard man. He can show us if there's anything of interest on him, and then we can take him with us from that point on. Let's move through the village as we're speaking, please."
No, this has to happen. He needs to know who this man is.
I understand that, but we can do that. Okay.
Ukandaya, look into his eyes.
Oh my God.
You know who he is.
Silas is just shaking his head.
He looks to you, Abibe, and says, "Abibe, why have you not taken this man to the gathering? You know he is the final judge."
It's not been time, but you are right.
You got a diamond?
He holds out his empty hands. "I have nothing, but I can help you."
If you had a diamond, we could just go.
Their priority is different than ours at the time.
"I do not have diamonds, but those who brought me here said they had brought diamonds as part of the payment for whatever they were picking up."
Here in this
Oh,
village,
shit.